and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. We already did our World Series review. We did talk about the Yankees, but also the Dodgers, but Dodgers accomplished a goal for this season, especially in their circumstances. But you have the Yankees who didn't do quite as well, and the man who is a fan of the team, Austin.
Yeah, I think we kind of know that the Dodgers are kind of set up for a situation for them to return. They have a lot of guys returning. The Yankees, there's some big names that aren't going to be returning. As we're speaking today, the Yankees did pick up the option for Luke Weaver. It was a team option, club option for $2.5 million. He was amazing during the postseason. He was amazing during the regular season. He will definitely be our closer day one, and I'm excited for that. But there's been situations with guys like LeMahieu, or there's a lot of rookies that are coming up, or potential rookies for the Yankees, or other young guys. What do you do with Jason Dominguez? What do you do with Alex Verdugo? That whole situation. Do you try to play Peraza? What's going to happen with Jazz? I know that Jazz is under contract, I believe, but how are we going to extend him, or are we going to try to bring up the young guys? I mean, it's always seemed like for some reason the Yankees are like, oh, well, we have all these young players, but that's because we don't actually extend our players. Jazz is under contract next year. The year after that, he gets arbitration, so we have him for probably 2 more years, and then it's he's a free agent after that. Are we going to re-sign him? And yeah, so you can start on any one of those things you want.
Yeah, so the thing for me is I was curious about Jazz. He did have a down year, but he seemed to fit in with the Yankees. He seemed to buy in. He played third base. I am interested in young guys because I do think I think you saw this with the Rangers. They expected a lot from young guys. Wyatt Langford was slow out of the gate. Evan Carter dealt with injuries, and they didn't have a great season. And I'm curious what the Yankees do with their young guys. Jason Dominguez has been a guy that's hyped up. There was Anthony Volpe. He seems to be good. He did have that grand slam in the World Series. So I am very interested in what do the Yankees do, because they did spend – they're a team that has spent in the past, especially when they were winning World Series. They had a high payroll. They still have a high payroll now, but it's usually through trades and extensions. They traded for Juan Soto. That was a big move. They've signed Garrett Cole. They paid for Carlos Rodon. I am very interested in what Cashman does, because I think I've criticized Cashman just because of I don't really respect. He leaves me questioning what he's doing as a GM. I don't agree with some of the moves. To me, he's always doubled down on homers. So I'm very curious what happens, and do they go out big? And to me, the big question is Soto. But I'm not going to blame losing Soto really on the Yankees, because to me, it's Soto's really you don't know what Soto's going to do, and it's really
I think he's going to go to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
I think if the Yankees decide we're going to pay you the most of anyone, then he'll go there. So I do partially blame him, but he's also going to ask for a crazy amount, and deservedly so. I mean, he's a top 5 player in the league, bar none. I don't think you can choose 5 players better than him. Especially, I mean, with how he's played in the postseason as well.
Yeah.
It's honestly incredible, and I obviously want him back. Do you think that the Yankees try to add more starting pitching? They dealt with a lot of injuries there. Stroman kind of fell out of the rotation. They had Schmidt, they had Rodon, they had Cole. Do you think they try to shore up the back end of that? Because they have Heel, who's a young guy. I think they try to get him, but I do think they probably try to add for the 5th. I don't think Stroman is going to be, quote-unquote, the guy as the when the 5th day comes.
Yeah, Stroman, I think there was sort of like a personality issue because I remember he was complaining. And yeah, that's something to where I'm curious what they do. Do they roll with young guys? I'm sure there's a guy coming up in the system. They're like, hey, we believe in him. That's where I'm wondering because I do think there is a hot pitching market. Because Nathan Eovaldi is going to be a free agent. Same thing with Walker Buehler. There are also older guys, but I'm very interested. What do the Yankees do? Do they go out and get some more bullpen arms? Do they sign some starting pitching? Because they have the money to do so. And we saw what the Dodgers did. Is there going to be a copycat with that? Not to the extent of the Dodgers, but almost. It worked the first year. Are they going to go do that? That's something I'm very curious. So with the Yankees, to me, it's filling the holes and noticing what went wrong in the series. And that to me is, how do you fix that? Do you choose to do it through the system? They could trade. You talked about young guys trading for someone with a lot of the guys you have, or are they just going to go spend money? I know I basically covered whatever you can do. To me, I'm going to say the Yankees do not sign a lot of guys.
Okay. I don't think they make a lot of moves unless it's I'm not counting the Soto move because that's a returning. I don't think they add that many new guys. I think they'll add probably a reliever or two. I think they may look for an outfielder if they don't think that Jason Dominguez is going to be ready for next season. But I think it's really going to be Jason Dominguez, Judge, and whatever happens with Soto. And if he does leave, we'll keep Verdugo. If he doesn't leave, then I think we'll trade Verdugo. And then DH Stanton. Rizzo's kind of, I think, let me check how long he has left in his contract because I know that he is getting closer to being gone.
While you look that up, I'm going to interject I don't see them going, if they're going to add a starting pitcher, to me it's going to be through trade, not signing.
It's a club option for $17 million in 2025. Includes a $6 million buyout. So it's really up to us. We want to pay him I think we'll do the option and just keep him. What were you saying though?
To me, I don't see him going out and spending. I don't see him spending money on a starting pitcher and a premier starting pitcher to bolster that rotation. Because you mentioned Stroman, I think it's going to be through a trade. I am wondering, because you mentioned the young guys, and to me, they're more interested in trade. They don't want to go spend out the money. That's my view, outsider's perspective on that. And I could see them trading for Sonny Gray from the Cardinals, because I know the Cardinals said they're open to trading him.
Okay. What would that look like in your opinion?
So you mentioned Peraza. I think that's someone, I don't see them trading Dominguez, but I think it's a lot of guys. I know they're pretty stacked at middle infielders. Was there another? I thought there was another. I think there are some young guys that they'll trade. And I think I could see Peraza going because there doesn't seem to be a fit for him.
It's really just, what do we do with Torres? Torres is also, I think, a guy that could leave. With him playing as well as he did towards the end of the season as the leadoff guy, I would definitely be interested in him returning. But he is a free agent. If we don't trade, or if he doesn't return, then we have to kind of return Peraza. Unless we want to play Cabrera at second base. And if we want to do that, then fine. We want to do that. I don't know. Sonny Gray was so bad with the Yankees the first go around that I don't think we go for Sonny Gray. Okay. He really did struggle with us. His ERA with the Yankees during his Yankees tenure is a 4.51. The next highest at any other team was last year, 3.84. So he by far had his worst years with us. I wish he was as good as he was with Minnesota because he had a 2.9. But I don't think we go for a guy because it's kind of like a PTSD situation because he really, really, really struggled when he was with us.
Yeah. Maybe it's not Sonny Gray, but it's someone on the pitching, like trading market, and they'll go, okay, we'll get this guy. I do think they bring back Torres. To me, the Yankees front office has always been a fan of Torres. I think they re-sign their guys. I just don't see them. I don't see them going out and spending big on big time free agents in the offseason. I think if they're going to do it, it's going to be a trade.
Okay, we'll have to see. I do think that they are going to see if they can get a couple moves done, but it's really going to be dependent on what teams are willing to offer, because I do think that the Yankees try to not fleece teams, but they sometimes they give up too much and sometimes they don't give up a lot, and that's the reason why they don't get a guy. So we'll have to see if they determine that they need a starting pitcher, because I mean, I would love if they added one, but I think it's really a Gleyber Torres situation in Soto. I mean, if we return the same roster as we did last year, I do think we have a good chance. But if we lose Soto, lose Torres, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, you bring up great points. And to me, yeah, this version of the Yankees spends a lot in trades. They're more of like, okay, we can get this guy and rebuild our value through the prospect. They're not really interested in big time contracts. They have done that, but not of the Yankees of the past. Let us know your thoughts and comments. Do you disagree? Do you see another move? And we appreciate all your comments, and be on the lookout for more from Outsiders Opinions.